Hi, and welcome to the August-September monthly energy forecast. How's everybody doing today? I am very excited to be bringing you this forecast because there's a lot of exciting news coming up for August and September. So I cannot wait to bring you the forecast and the themes for both August and September. But before we get to that, I would like to introduce myself for those of you new on my list or just meeting me. I'm intuitive channel medium Marisa Liza Pell and transformational guide. And if you want to get that energy forecast in your inbox every 15th of the month, and you don't want to miss the lives, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, number one, on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the bells for notification, and also Facebook, because I do a lot of live content there, and you can interact with me in between the monthly energy forecasts and say hello. I also have Instagram. So Marisa Liza Pell on Instagram as well. So I'll just put that up there. Follow on Instagram, like on Facebook, and definitely subscribe on YouTube. That way you can watch these every month. But you want to get this in your inbox every month, because it's like you go on vacation, you want to plan for it, right? You want to actually see if the weather's going to be all right. You want to plan for it. Same thing for the energy forecast, because number one, we're coming up on a Mercury retrograde period 3 times a year for 3 weeks at a time. And if you're taking action during that time, you're going to find there's a lot more frustration in certain areas than if you took it in late September. So you want to definitely check the forecast energetically with yourself, with the cosmos, with the universe, with the planets, all that going on, plus just what the energy is doing, so that when you make the key decisions in your life for manifesting in love, relationships, relocation, home, business, especially business this month and September, you want to make it in alignment with what's going on around you. Okay. So it's really important that you get these forecasts and you use them not as like the end all be all, but like a guide to inform your decisions coming up for the month and what are the best times to make these decisions. So if you're like, yeah, I'm getting it, I'm into this, I'm a highly sensitive person who tends to be a little bit scattered most of the time, I have intuitive abilities, not sure how to use them, not sure how to trust myself, not sure how to like get those impressions, interpret them, and use them for my own life, then you want to actually take my quiz, the What's Your Intuitive Superpower quiz. This isn't just a generic quiz. I wrote it. It took me 6 months to build. I put a lot of time and effort into it. It'll give you 1 of 4 results. And then you could kind of see, what is my dominant strength at this point? And if you work with your intuition following this and you go deeper into your intuitive development, you're going to find you have some subsets. Just like your astrological chart, it's not just like your sun sign. You have a moon sign, you have an ascendant sign. So you're a perfect blend of a lot of different gifts. But you kind of want to find out what your dominant strength is right now, because that's going to be the first step in your manifesting toolkit, to know what your strengths are, how you're receiving information, and knowing what your body's doing when it's in alignment, so that you can make those key decisions for yourself. Now, again, join the list in the link in the video for the monthly energy forecast. They come out on the 15th of every month. And also, if you are a current subscriber to my email list, this is very, very important. I need to bring this up. We are moving today to a new email provider. So if you are used to getting the monthly energy forecast in your email and you're like, wait, I'm seeing this on YouTube, but I'm not seeing it in my email, make sure you look in your promotions folder, your social folders, and any other folders, even spam. Okay. Because once you move to a new email provider, sometimes the deliverability of the emails goes in different places and you can't find these emails thinking like, why isn't Marisa sending me emails anymore? I probably am, but they're not in the right folder. So make sure that you look in the folders and then drag that email, if it's not in your primary inbox, back into there, or just open it and reply to it, and then it'll go right into your main folder again. So I just want to let you know, look out for that if you're not receiving my emails. And if you're not subscribed, then that's the best thing you could do is get subscribed. I send motivation. You'll get this in your inbox on the 15th of every month. And also, you will get special promos and deals for all of our upcoming events. And I also have my group mentorship program, my 12-month group alignment. It's not alignment. I'm talking about alignment. It's the Ascend and Align Accelerator. Well, yeah, it is about alignment. Okay. I'm talking about alignment. Anyway, I'm doing that. That is a 12-month group mentorship program. It's currently closed, it's closed enrollment, but it will be opening again soon. We'd love to have you if you would like to be considered for that program and you'd like to take action and you're ready to step fully into your purpose and align with action in making your dreams a reality. Then, and only then, just email us and we'll put you on the wait list. Okay, without further ado, we will go into the August-September monthly energy forecast, which, funny enough, it is the period of aligned action plus your rough edit. So that is the theme. I'm going to bring that up on the screen just so you can see that. Period of aligned action plus the rough edit. What does this mean? Well, in August, if you take anything else other than aligned action, you're going to be very, very, very frustrated. What do I mean by aligned action? Well, if you're taking action, this happens to everybody, right? But the concept, it might be a little bit new. So if you're scattered, if you're afraid, if you're in a nervous system state of fight or flight or shutdown, or you're feeling like very hopeless, you have high anxiety, you're feeling a little down, or you're just feeling like I don't have enough time to make this decision, or I'm desperate to make this decision, it's probably not in alignment, right? You're probably not in alignment with number one, your body, your mind, or your spirit. So this is something I delve deeper into in my programs and even deeper into my yearly program. However, you need to take a look at what is your nervous system telling you? What is your intuition telling you? A lot of people can't distinguish between intuition and fear. Like, oh, I'm getting this bad feeling, but is it my anxiety or is it my intuition? I need to make this decision. I'm running out of time. I feel pressure, right? And usually that will put you deeper into your patterns if you're making decisions not in alignment. And if you're not used to feeling what it feels like to be in alignment, then you're not going to know what that feels like. You're going to think alignment is making decisions based on whether you have anxiety or not, or whether you just force yourself to make a decision and be like, oh, I'm proud of myself because I made this decision because I'm running out of time and I feel pressured. So it's not so much about making the decision, but making the decision when you're in alignment. So if the nervous system is in fight or flight response, meaning you're in that go, 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 do, 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 your mind's all over the place, you're scattered, you're frantic, and those are the times when most people are feeling the pressure to make decisions. So then what do? They call their friends, or they call their loved ones, or they get advice from 15 other people, or they call somebody like me, frantic, looking for me to make the decision for them, or look into the future of that decision, when really, if they're not aligned, and this is something that I'm kind of going against the grain in my industry here, okay, because I've been in this industry for over 2 decades, and I looked into people's futures, right, for a very long time, or should I say their pathways and what was coming up. And a lot of the times, I'd say 80% of the time, if somebody was calling me frantic or in that nervous system state, which I didn't know about the nervous system 20 years ago or even 15 years ago, I would know now that, oh yeah, you're looking to make this decision out of alignment. So what are we looking at? You're going to go get off this call and you're going to make this decision in a nervous system state where you think that your body thinks it's fleeing a lion, okay, needs to survive. You're going to be making a different decision on that pathway than you would be if you were like, I'm on the beach and I'm have all the turquoise water around me and I'm calm and I'm sipping my my little umbrella filled drink, and I'm just so in alignment with nature and myself, and no stress, and I'm feeling very safe in my body. Maybe I can, and you're getting inspirations intuitively. And then you're thinking, wow, did you ever wake up one day and it's like you weren't even trying to think of a decision? You weren't even trying to figure it out. It's just like it came and it hit you, and you're like, I know what to do, right? Don't you wish that when it comes time for those bigger decisions, you knew what to do and it didn't, you didn't want it to come randomly where you knew what to do? Well, being in aligned action helps you with that. And most of the time, when there is cycles and patterns going on, and when you see yourself cycling in patterns and you're replaying the same things over and over again, it's usually because your body remembers being in a state in your nervous system, which means your brain is doing certain things that it remembers. It's playing a tape, blocks your intuition. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, when you're in a survival mode, and if you grew up having to always monitor energy and be intuitive and kind of know who's in what mood, and you're always trying to please people like us lovely codependents do, it is the intuitive faculty and the intuitive gift becomes very enhanced. So naturally, a lot of people that grew up in a survival mode, okay, or had energetic breaches, as I call them, in childhood, or breaks in energy, or where the energy just wasn't supported in your environment, or even in your ancestral line, you do grow up and have very strong intuitive abilities, right? You have very strong psychic impressions at times, or you've dreamed of loved ones that passed, or you just, something was going to be wrong and you had a bad feeling just in your body and you didn't know what that was, or you shook somebody's hand and you had a vision. But those sensations and those intuitions are very fleeting for you because your body does go into survival mode. But then you're like, wow, I have this intuition about other people, don't have it for myself, right? And that's how I spent most of my life, being really in a very high tier of intuitive work and what I did for a job, what I do for a job as an intuitive channel. I still was stuck in the same areas that somebody would be calling me stuck in, because I wasn't in alignment with my own inner wisdom, with my own inner compass, with my own nervous system, to be able to align to my center and really tune into what my body was telling me. And that's where the heart of intuition exists, in this core. So while I could read 10,000 people and do it really well, it didn't work for me, right? And I continued to cycle. And that's why I started to transition into this work, where I want to talk to you about today, that the best decisions that you're going to make are going to come from that place of alignment. So when you're feeling rushed, when you're feeling forced, when you're feeling pressured, that state, that nervous system state of feeling like you need to do, and that anxiety that comes along with it, isn't intuition. It is, I am trying to survive, and this is what I have to do so that I feel safe in the world. Whether you make that decision about finances, a lot of people do. This is where usually that bottom foundational piece for a lot of people is in that safety and security space. So if it involves, your living space or your finances, that's usually a place where people make decisions out of alignment. Excuse me while I have some Panera. Yeah. So I am a member of the SIP Club of Panera Bread. I haven't ever eaten at Panera Bread or drank anything at Panera Bread before, but because I love home goods, as most of you know who follow me, I have a home goods card, right? So I got a little notification and it said, you can be a member of a SIP Club for 3 months and try some sips. So I've been going. I've been getting this agave lemonade. It's pretty good. They have really good, I'm a soup person, really good soups. So try the SIP Club if you like Panera. Not a fan of their sandwiches. Not a fan. But do like their soups. Really good soups. Anyway, question to ask yourself, are you taking aligned action? This is what we're doing in August. Plus, if you are taking aligned action, You need to understand how to do that. First of all, you need to know what that feels like. So I'm going to be presenting some opportunities as we go into the fall for people to come on board. And if you're not able to, or if you weren't able to enroll in my year-long program, I'm going to be offering some opportunities to learn about these concepts of alignment and using your intuition to make decisions, feeling less scattered, and knowing when you should make decisions and what you should do, and to be able to trust it and take action. Really important. I'm going to be offering some smaller opportunities to do that, to like dip your toe in the pool and be like, I really like this concept. Want to try it out. I'm going to be offering some opportunities for that. So keep that in mind. So the best decisions are not rushed. Okay. When you're in aligned action. And in August, you're going to really want to do a rough edit of what's working, what's not working, all that stuff. So yeah, it's hard to read my writing, as you can see. So I wanted to kind of put that concept out there for you, because if you're not making decisions in alignment, you're going to be cycling. You're going to be in your patterns, and you're going to be wondering, well, why do I find myself in this again if I really desire to not sabotage and do things better and differently? It's because your nervous system is the starting point, and you're making decisions from the state of survival and fear, and at a low level of energy. So it takes great courage to, if you're not in alignment, to take a pause. That's the first step that I would really tell you to do, is if you know that you're in that survival state, and I gave you some of those symptoms before of what that might feel like, to not make a decision when you're in that state. And also try not to externalize that decision out to somebody else to make for you, because they're kind of coming from their own place. And sometimes a big decision you have to make, if somebody cares about you, they're your friend or a family member, they might get triggered into a state of survival or shutdown because of what you're going through, and might give you insight based on them wanting to protect you in survival mode, right? So you don't want to just externalize and only trust other people make your decisions for you. And you also don't want to make decisions if you're not in alignment. So we will go into that a little bit deeper in some of my other programs and little memberships that I have going on. But for now, that gives you a little bit of taste of what August is requiring of you, is to start thinking and shifting this way. So your intuitive development, your nervous system, your manifesting, all those 3 core tools that you're going to need to like really be at home, feel at home in your body and in the world, and also make a difference and make an impact with what you came here to do, is all part of the aligned action. It's like a compass. It's like a compass direction that's like, it's reading south, but you know you want to go north, and you have your map now. Okay. Before you didn't have your map. You're just trying to follow a compass that you can't read. So having aligned action is having a map and having a destination and knowing where you want to go and knowing what that compass is reading and being sure of it 100%. And that is possible. So let's take a look at the dates in August. So now, I know a lot of people are going to stick on this with me. Before I get into the dates, it's a lot of talking. Hopefully this resonates with you. I know that there were a lot of aha moments and enlightening moments for me when I realized, aha, we are predicting people's future pathways because they're not in aligned action. Therefore, we're only predicting the events and situations and destiny points that are coming up from somebody not being in aligned action, which isn't their highest path. We want you on your highest path. So if you're aligned, you're going to be meeting future destinies on a much higher level. That's the deep message here. And you're not going to be able to do that 100% of the time. You're going to mess up, right? But as long as you're aware of it, as long as you can align with action in a way that you know, yep, I did the right thing there, then you're well on your way, right? There's always setbacks when we're trying to change our life. There's always setbacks. Let's look at Let's look at August. Okay. So August 15th, it says here, because I wrote it, may very well be a money day for you, asterisk, asterisk, star, either literally or figuratively. Try not to hold on too tight to this and just have fun with the day. Like, let's say you're winning at a carnival game, some big, some big stuffed animal. Don't be like, oh, I have to spend the rest of my money. I can't spend the rest of my money because it's too expensive to be playing the carnival games. No, just spend it. Have fun. Don't be too tight with it. Have a good time. The energy almost feels like winning at a carnival. So that's what I said. So don't worry about it, right? Just have fun. 16th. This is a day, because the Mercury retrograde is coming, I believe on the 23rd. I have to look and see for sure. But we're heading into the shadow of that period of time, Mercury retrograde shadow. So there's going to be kinks in the armor coming along. So we have to be ready for delays, setbacks, confusion, a lot going on with rescheduling in your calendar. Hopefully, if you're going away the rest of the summer, you have this all planned out, because from now till the end of August, a lot of confusion going on. Okay. So the 16th, August 16th, watch out for mechanical issues today, as cars, machinery, or anything that has electronics or gears will sometimes malfunction. Right. So, and I have a note here saying, most of all, don't try to fix it yourself. A lot of people try to do that. 17th. Okay. Be careful of 17th. We have to be aware of the red days when coming into Mercury retrograde. These are the few days that come before Mercury goes in retrograde 2023, which is on the 23rd, I believe. Hold on. I just don't want to give you inaccurate information because this is an energy forecast. So it's like if a guy says to you there's, a storm coming on the 22nd, it's really the 24th. Like, what's the point of watching the weatherman, right? So let's look it up. Mercury retrograde. There it is, front and center. All right. The old Farmer's Almanac. You always want to use that. So yeah, August 23rd, September 14th. But you got to watch the red days in and out. That's where things get a little bit crazy. The 17th is 18, 19, 20. Yeah, it's still far enough behind, but it's a red day for me. It's a day of high tensions, especially familial relationships. If you also have family that lives a few hours away from you, you could be more affected by this than some families that live close by. So seek to keep the peace, or you may feel sorry. Remember, it was said here on 23/16 of the timestamp of the August-September 2023 monthly energy forecast. Okay, August 18th and 19th are days of stability. This is a good day. You will realize that you've achieved a level. You've up-leveled, right? And before, sometimes when you've achieved a stepping stone to the next level, it would topple or it would not be very stable and you'd be teetering and it wouldn't be a firm foundation. But I want to tell you that your foundation's set finally in your life, and the work that you've been doing and achieved up to this point will be tangible. So feel free to behave, not like, oh, the other shoe's going to drop. Feel free to behave as if you have that foundation now solid underneath your feet. And now you can move on to sorting out the phases in your life where you feel more scattered. So let's say you've stepped into your purpose, right? You feel like you're moving forward in your purpose in your career. Maybe love life and family life is a little more teetering. Don't worry about that career now. That's firm. That's set. Move to different pieces of the pie. Okay, the 20th is a day of real rest and attending to nature and to the outdoors. This day will be necessary to take in nature. So not just to stay at home behind closed doors, to be able to have the capacity to hold the energy for the week ahead, because the energy for the week ahead going into that week of the retrograde is going to be fast moving. Usually retrograde slows down the energy, but it's going to be confusing, intense, and fast moving. So you need to have enough capacity to deal with that. So take the 20th to rest. Interestingly enough, the 21st is an energy of new beginnings, even though we're coming into those red days before the retrograde. So what you have put out there in what we were talking about, your foundation that's now settled, has now been activated. So you must have taken some courage to take even a little step in a direction that you haven't been able to do in the past year, in the last 3 months, or even the last 3 weeks. You may have said, I'm going to have the courage to take a step in this direction, a little mini step. That activates the energy. Therefore, you cannot go back. It's kind of like you get on the ride, the roller coaster ride starts. You can't really, you're going to be going on that big hill. You're going to be experiencing it. When you're about to have a baby, you can't put it back in, right? So it's coming out. So sorry if that, I don't know. You know what I mean. All right. So the energy's been activated. You take a step in courage to change your vibration, to up level your energy. Energy's activated. Okay. Now you feel like pressure to perform or follow it through. Thank God you feel that pressure, because now it means your life's going to change. Right. So that's good. Know that you're here, not because anyone else took you here, but you took that step. And there's no going back now in terms of energy. The energy has been activated and it's time to act on it. So it's time, if you had trouble acting on things in the past and you had trouble, following things through, it's time to surround yourself and believe that you deserve the help and support to follow it through. I don't know about you, but I've done a lot of changes and transformations over the past 3 years, specifically with my life, my business, where my career was headed, how I'm serving in the world. And it took like a team of 15 people and mentors to like help me through this. So if you think you're going to do it alone and you're up leveling, you have to have more capacity to hold that in your life. It's kind of like when I'm teaching intuition or teaching mediumship, right, to people. And it's like, at first, they're only able to hold that state for like a minute or two. And as you get better, you can hold that state for longer periods of time, but you need that support to be able to do that. So feel like you deserve community. You deserve to ask for help. You deserve resources. And I really want you to take on a fast action mentor or guide to help you make progress. Remember, these are small milestones, but you need an action taker in front of you to help you to be accountable to taking those steps forward. 22nd and 23rd are days which we rise to receive insight into our purpose and inspiration to make it better. So what I was just talking about, what you just activated, the firm foundation, now you've activated that next step. Now we need to take days to reflect, because you're moving forward, and 22nd and 23rd, perfect days to start that reflection period, because it's going deeper into the Mercury retrograde period. So this is a good time to be around water. Okay. Very moving water, either streams, not a lake, streams, waterfalls, ocean, running water, very refreshing and stimulating. I do sound like I'm back in Northeast Pennsylvania, don't I? Where they say water, walk the dog. Living in Philly, outside of Philly, New Jersey for a long, long time, seemed like my accent, my Scranton accent was like tamed. And now I see it's coming out. Oh yeah, like the remote control. And then they say, I'm not this into the rabbit hole. But like the older generation, they'd be like, oh, you need a battery in your remote control. A bat tree. Kind of like a battery. But the older generation doesn't say that here. They say battery. Just because if you wanted to hear that in the forecast, that's where we're at. All right, 22nd, 23rd. You need to access that purpose and inspiration to really, you have your purpose, you have this thing you stepped into, you took the courage to take a little step. Now you feel like you have to follow through with it. You do. The energy's activated. But we also have to go deeper within that and find out, like, what are the deeper levels of this? And the only way we could do that is if we sit in nature and allow it to the inspiration to come and give us those divine insights that we're supposed to be receiving, to kind of like put the sprinkles on the purpose and know how it's going to sparkle and dazzle and move us forward in life. So make sure you do that. 24th. Okay. The 24th is when you're going to really be empowered to step into your own body and find your strength in your core and know what is yours and what isn't. You finally feel like you're stronger, you're more powerful, even though you might say, well, I'm a few years older, or I'm not as in shape or whatever. You're going to feel like you're stronger than you were 3 to 5 years ago. I feel like you want to tap into your sacred animal spirit here. So the power animal that I'm picking up and I'm receiving is the lion, the lion's gate, the lion's portal, the lion, sacred animal, where you can experience that power, that true power, that fire inside of you and within your body. Feel strong. Okay, so look up the symbolism of the lion and look up what it represents spiritually and see if you connect to that. The 25th is a great little day. It's a day of many celebrations and milestones and intimate celebrations, like you one-on-one with a friend or a spouse or even with a family member, to just really celebrate each other, compliment, flowers, hugs, kisses, hearts, right? But just little mini celebrations, nothing big. 26th, 27th. This is an interesting, this is very interesting to me because when I looked at the calendar, it was like blank, right? And I heard it's a paint your blank canvas dates, do whatever you want. I'm like, I don't think in all the years in the monthly energy forecast did I see like just a canvas blank and said paint your days, however you want to paint them, like just be creative. So it's the paint your blank canvas days of life. Paint away, do whatever you want and design it. 28th to 30th, those are the days where it's not about painting the blank canvas. It's about sticking to very hardcore routines. Household routines and chores don't vary from your structure and routine those days, because it's not going to go so well if you try to flow. Even if you are intuitive, you're used to flowing, you're used to going with the flow, stick to hardcore routines. I don't like it either, people. I don't. I like to be inspired and take action in my flow. But I also appreciate routines for your nervous system to stay grounded and balanced. I do much better when I have those. So your intuition right then is going to be really safe and your day is going to go better if you have very structured days from the 20th to 30th. Now on the 31st, great day, power day, even in a retrograde. Either give yourself a reward or you're going to be receiving an award or recognition for something you're doing. A great day to pitch your business to networking groups, or go to a business card exchange, or get more people on board with an idea that you'd like to see off the ground. This is you presenting something to people or getting recognition from a group of people about what you're doing and where you're going in your mission. Okay, so that's August. Let's go into September. Is the theme. I'm just going to tell you what I get. Like, it's no edit. I'm not going to fluff it up. I'm not going to put it into Chat GPT and say, fluff this up for me. It's the period into nothingness. Nothingness. But it's not nothing. It's no thing. Meaning that sometimes we have to go into a period of a hollow, a period of a void, a period where there's not much that we're working toward or pushing toward or achieving or moving toward, and that we have to experience no thing outside of us is serving us, and we have to experience the void within us to be able to bring in the light, right? So September is not going to be like recent years filled with stuff, and there's always that change of energy, that shift of season, movement, going, doing, getting kids to school, all the rush of the fall. That's not coming until the end of September, September 29th and on. There's going to be a big weird feeling and void coming in the beginning of September. However, September 1st is your most powerful activation day of the year. Did I just say that? I did. The year. Okay. You know, many messages used to come through. Well, I'm getting one. Okay, so there's a Charles here, Charlie, and it's just funny because I was watching Charles in Charge from like 1985 yesterday, but I'm getting a Charlie or Charles who has passed coming in, and I'm seeing something. He's like waving like a stock or a bond or certificate of deposit or something, but I'm getting like him waving some sort of check, like almost like you found some lost money, or there's some lost money coming to you from an inheritance, or you forgot to cash in something. But I feel like this is for somebody, and I feel like this man passed within the last 3 years because it seems more recent. But if you have a Charlie or Charles and you liked Charles in Charge when you were younger, I know I did, maybe that's just about me. But I feel like he's showing me some sort of stock or bond to look back, see if you may have something laying around. Maybe you have a stock or bond that needs to be cashed in, and maybe this is the time to do it. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't listen to me and make financial investments. But yeah, so there's a little mini message. Who knows? All I know is that I'm just led by the universe, right? So I know what I want to be doing, know what I don't want to be doing, know where I'm going, and all these transitions that are coming. But at the end of the day, I'm still a medium, still a medium at large, still have these things happen. So I'm going to give the message when it comes. There's also a Tom connection to the Charles. Tom could be living. I don't know. But he's showing me something about Christmas. So I'm assuming there may have been a birthday or a celebration. Obviously, Christmas is a celebration, but I'm seeing a lot of Christmas gifts. So that Christmas may have been anniversary, date of passing, or around that person's birthday. So remember, the names that I give, if I don't specifically say, could be living or past. Charles or Chuck or Charlie is definitely past. Definitely past. Tom could be living, could be a friend of Charles's, or it could be somebody else coming through too. But I know Charles definitely passed. I know what I'm seeing about that stock or bond needs to be looked at. So if you're watching, check it out. All right, people on the other side, let's step back. Let me finish the forecast, and then we can see who else is here. Isn't this such an interesting Mercury retrograde thing that I'm doing? So maybe I'll do another show soon. If you'd like to see that, let me know. All right, so where are we? September 1st, powerful activation day, most powerful of the year, meaning if you want to set your intentions, write them down. Take a pen to paper. I can't say this strong enough. Take a pen to paper, write them down. It will make things come into fruition a lot more solid. I mean, people, this isn't like just a woohoo thing. This isn't like a woohoo, like manifesting thing. I did a webinar, maybe in February or something, and I looked at New Year's resolutions and the statistics. And it said from scientific reports and from studies that were done, of the 8% of people in the world who did follow through with their New Year's resolutions after a month or so, 62% of that 8% wrote that their thing down. Like 62% wrote it down. The other people didn't. And 93% of that 62% actually manifested what was on that paper. So writing it down, really powerful. Do that on September 1st. And you know what? If my percentages are off, I'm not a mathematician. So try to do my best. Okay, September 2nd or 3rd. Weekend of nothingness. Here it is again, and confusion. There's no real place to take action, and you find yourself wandering around aimlessly. So don't do this. Don't wander around aimlessly and scatter. Be like, I need to attach myself to something to do. I need to attach myself. If I'm not doing I'm lazy, or I'm not worth doing anything in life. Just forget about it on September 2nd and 3rd. You're not going to be achieving anything on those days. Better if you go down to a river or stream or a lazy river ride, get in the inner tube and just float around. Sometimes that makes us more productive in the long run. Any type of athlete. I was an athlete for a really long time. And we're not going to get into what type of athlete or why, because that we're just going to go down another rabbit hole. Okay. So, it's like practice, go, get in, practice, do. But really, when you saw the most advancement in that skill, is when you took a rest, you took a break, you stopped thinking about the thing. Just like there's artistic endeavors I do. If I did a lot of photography for a really long time, or creative endeavors. It's like after a while you're staring at the screen and you're like, oh my God, I just feel I can't look at this design anymore. Like it's just, I just can't do it. You get drained. So it's when you step aside and you don't train for like a month or two, you come back, you're better than ever, right? So that weekend, that second and third, just don't try to attach yourself to like getting something done and feeling bad about it. Let yourself integrate. Integration times are really important. Fourth and fifth, literally feel stuck at a standstill. It's time to go within, reflect. This is where you could go deep on your inner knowing and your light. Sixth and seventh, I tell you, some dates out of the month, it's like spirit won't let me look. Sixth and seventh, I see nothing. Let's just not worry about those days. It's just nothing to see. Eighth, you're back online. It seems like we're back online. Everything's there, back online to see. The best day with the energies to take action during the retrograde. Okay, because we don't want to take a lot of action on new things in the retrograde, only on things from the past or things we need to tie up from loose ends. But this is a great day to do it. Take action, especially if you have any paperwork, legal work, contracts, any of that needs to be kind of wrapped up, closed, closings. If you're a real estate agent, things, good day. Closing things, good day. Take action. 9th, best romantic day of the month. The 10th, least romantic day of the month. It's like, okay, pick one. 11th through 13th, getting a lot done during these days. Okay, this is where you could be productive and get a lot done. You're feeling like, wow, I'm pushing it through. Not on new projects though, wrapping up old projects that weren't complete. Now, some of you may have the urge to buy a new car here or other very expensive electronic item. Do not write it down in your calendar. No idea what the 14th says. It looks like it says salted dog. Maybe you have a salted dog. I don't know. Or stalled day. Stalled. No idea. Okay, so we're just going to skip that. 15th, it's a great day to communicate something of importance. If you've been wanting to communicate something to somebody where you really need to express yourself about something deep and you've been holding on to it for a while, write this in your calendar too. This is the day to do it. You'll get immense rewards on that day, and the communication will be received well, and you'll have a lot of relief. It's something you've been holding on to and repressing for quite some time, and you'll feel a healing or moving forward, or just like, wow, I got this off my chest. I feel so much lighter. It will be like moving through a lot of really great energy. So there we go. I hope that this 45 minutes of your life has been absolutely riveting. And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Remember, follow me on Instagram. I do really funny reels over there, different content about the nervous system, go much deeper dive into the nervous system if you're looking to actually step into your purpose and do that kind of work. Facebook, we do a lot more of the spiritual stuff, spiritual posts, inspirational daily posts. I do all my lives over there. And YouTube, it just has all of these videos. So everything I do that you follow is a little bit different because I like to keep people on their toes. So make sure you follow all of them. And make sure if you want to delve it deeper into your intuitive superpower, take the quiz and the link in the description of this video. And if you liked this and want to receive it next month on the 15th, definitely join my list before the 15th of every month. Because if you join on the 16th, you're not going to get the forecast in your inbox till the next month. So go in the link in the video and join the newsletter and get the monthly energy forecast. If you take the quiz, you'll get the monthly energy forecast as well because you'll be on the list. So either one will lead to the same result. Although if you sign up for the monthly energy forecast, you won't take the quiz. So you need to decide what you want to do. Remember, take aligned action. All right. Thank you for joining, and I will see you next month. And I look forward to connecting with you. Message me in the comments. Let me know how this resonated with you. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.